Coach, thanks for joining us on the call today. If we could get your thoughts on the preseason and on the opening game with Notre Dame, please.
Absolutely. It's been a great preseason. We've got a tough group of kids. They're physical. They love playing football. They're disciplined. We had a lot of bonding opportunities during preseason, and the team came really, really close together, and the coaching staff as well. It's always exciting to start the season with such a legendary program that's done a great job, great coaching staff, great players, in an environment that is one of the most storied environments in college football history. The spring ball, the preseason, the summer workouts, having such a good opponent to keep in your mind as you prepare has been great motivation for everyone in the program.
We'll take questions for Coach Collins, please. *1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue, then the operator will introduce you.
We'll go to Tom Davis with Fort Wayne News Centennial.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, a lot of Indiana football fans are familiar with your strength and conditioning coach, David Feely, because of his time. And I was curious, what was it about Coach Feely that made you want to bring him on board with Temple, and how has he done since he has been hired there?
Yeah, well, Dave and I were together at FIU 7 years ago. He was an assistant strength coach. I was the defense coordinator, and he was also the head baseball strength coach. And he and I became really, really close friends immediately, shared the same vision on how to help kids get better, tireless work ethic, unbelievable enthusiasm every single day, and really wants the kids to succeed in everything that they do and pushes them, motivates them. And so he and I became best friends. And I always knew that, once I got a chance to, be a head coach, he would be the first call that I made. And that's exactly what happened. And the fortunate thing for us getting the Temple job is he's from Brick Township, New Jersey. So his family's from here. He knows the area. And so that was, was just a perfect match. Me and him sharing the same philosophies. And then just, being from this area has been just perfect.
Well, it's hard to build an entire strength program in 9 months. So I'm sure that you're progressing on a daily basis and you're not where you want to be. But how is your program from a strength and conditioning standpoint as you head into this season?
Well, the big thing, he does a before and after picture. So he took pictures of every single kid in our program when we first started the off season in January. And then he unveiled them to the coaching staff 2 days before preseason camp started. And the gains, strength-wise, flexibility-wise, were very noticeable. But then you look at the pictures and the physical development, the weight gain, the lean body mass, all of those things. Him and his staff, Coach Horton, Coach Barber, they did an unbelievable job. And then the other thing too is just the culture, the things that we talk about on a daily basis, reinforcing that when the staff isn't around and can't be around the players in the summer. They did a phenomenal job with every aspect of this program.
All right. Thanks for your time, Coach, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Mark Naducci with Philadelphia Inquirer.
Hey, Mark.
Hello, Coach. Just wanted to ask you, what about Notre Dame, as you've been breaking them down, kind of worries you the most?
Well, I think they're a complete offense. They've got some really, really good receivers. One of them has really good speed. The other one has really good height and ball skills. They've got an experienced offensive line, do a great job, pass pro handling movement. And then they're really good run blockers. The tailback, really, really good player, explosive, physical. He's a big back, but he can still do, make home run type runs. Two tight ends that I think are on every single tight end watch list. And then a quarterback that's a dynamic playmaker. So I think all around, offensively, they've got dynamic playmakers, across the board, and then they've got a very physical offensive line. And then, the coaching staff, new coordinator, and then Coach Kelly's system still being there, and his influence is one of the top, play callers in college football. I think that, the complete package they have offensively. And then defensively, they've got a really big front four. They've got speed in the secondary, and they've got experience at linebacker that can make plays, You see them being the quarterbacks of the defense. So just both sides of the ball, I've been impressed with watching their tape.
Coach, one other thing. I know you're saying you're not naming a, quote, starting quarterback, but do the refs change a lot this week as you now focus in on one team and prepare, for one team?
Yeah, there's two quarterbacks that are getting, most of the rest, but then we are also working specialized packages, some pretty unique things, with some other guys. So it's going to be exciting. The team's rallying around the guys, and I know our receiving core, our O-line, our running backs and tight ends, want to do their part to make sure that, we complement whoever is under center throughout the game.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We'll go next to Dan Tortora with WakeUpCalled.com.
Hey, Dan.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Doing great.
To kind of go off of that, when you said there's a couple guys obviously standing out as you head into your first game at quarterback, do you look at the opportunity potentially of playing more than one guy this season, depending on schemes and whatnot? I mean, is there an opportunity for that, in your opinion, in your offense?
We do, and then, I think Dave Patno, who's our offensive coordinator, I've known Dave for about 22 years. I've long considered him one of the brightest offensive minds in college football. And last year he went through 7 different quarterbacks at Coastal Carolina and still set records. And so his experience of, the type of defense you're playing, the way the team is setting up throughout the year, his experience using different guys, I think is huge. And I think the way our guys are preparing, every one of our kids and really every kid in the program is preparing like they're going to play the entire game, like they're the guy. And I think the development of a player, accelerates whenever every kid in the program is thinking that way. And we're doing that at linebacker, at DB, across the board. We want every single one of our kids preparing and getting ready like it's their shot, because you never know what it might be.
And as far as going off of that, when you look at team buy-in, obviously there's a lot of success under Matt Rule and everything he's done with the program. You coming in, how quickly do you feel the team took to you, knowing that they were coming off of a successful coach and successful seasons? How did they transition into you? Do you feel like they open arms brought you in and kind of want to continue where they're going? Was it a little shaky at first because they were losing a coach that was so strong for the program? How did you kind of get it from your end?
Yeah, it was a great transition. The best thing about this program is these kids, they're unbelievable as far as, how they work, their attitudes on a daily basis, positive to be around each other, want to get better, want to find an edge in everything that they do. Me and Matt Rule have known each other for 20-plus years as well. He's one of my best friends in the world. So I knew, a lot of the things that were going on here for the last 10 years and, a lot of the philosophies and a lot of the cultures that were already in existence. Being an SEC defensive coordinator for so long, every year you get approached for different jobs to, be a head coaching. And this was the one because I knew the culture, I knew the background, I knew the things that had been in place here, and I knew it was going to be a seamless transition. And came in here, and the kids have been amazing. Our coaching staff has really bonded with these players. There's a sign in every single coach's room in their office that says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that was a big thing for us to build that trust early. And our coaches did a fantastic job, and our kids did the same thing, and it's been really, really good, really positive.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We'll go next to Sean Pastor with Al's Daily.
Hey, Sean.
Hi, Geoff. How are you?
Wonderful.
Hey, so I was curious. You guys, I believe you got one kid who's from Houston, Leon Pinto, walk on. I just was curious if you could share anything about, his family situation or his situation.
Yeah, and it's been, our prayers go out to everybody that's in Houston, all the family members. I actually texted with Major Applewhite yesterday just to reach out to him because he and I were together at Alabama, and just texted him to wish him, his team, and his family that the very best, and let them know that they're in our thoughts and they're in our prayers, and that anything that we can do to help them. Football is a great game. but it enables you to help other people and get to know other people. So everybody is in our thoughts and prayers that's in Houston, in that area that's being hit by the hurricane.
Okay. Second thing I just wanted to ask was, similar to quarterback, you've got the kicker and the punter, two very active competitions that I didn't know if you had a number one guy at either spot yet. And then as you go into this game, it sounds like you'll be playing multiple quarterbacks, but would it be fair to say with the kicker and punter job, you're more likely to, well, first of all, do you have a number one guy yet? And more likely that number one guy is going to handle the job entirely this week.
There'll be we've got two different kicking situations. One inside a certain distance, one outside a certain distance. That it'll be different kickers that'll be taking those kicks for us, and then the same thing for kickoff. Same situation there.
Okay, and punting.
Same. It'll probably be, it's either going to be Stars or Bowler.
Okay, thanks.
And we get in one more for Coach Collins, please.
And we'll go next to Matt Bender with AlScoop.com.
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
Wonderful.
I just want to ask another question about the quarterback situation. Just, I know you've said you guys are going to use 2-3 quarterbacks against Notre Dame, but down the line and later on in the season, when you get 3-4 weeks into the season, would you ideally like to pick one quarterback and have that as your guy for the whole season? Would you like to just get it down to one guy at a certain point?
You would love to, obviously, but the way college football is set up, every week is a different week. So obviously we will move towards that if the situation presents itself, whatever's the best situation for this team and how the offense is moving, the situation at running back, the situation at receiver, all of those things will come into play on a weekly basis. And whoever gives us the best chance to win, if it's one guy, if it's two guys, we will do the best that's for this program and for our team.
And I know you said that the above-the-line depth chart is supposed to come out today. Is that still the plan for you to release that today?
Yes, and we went over it. We talked to the kids about it this morning. They know the whole philosophy behind everything that we do. And I think Rich Berg's done an amazing job with it. I think the first time it comes out, it'll be it'll be interesting to look at. But then next week, we've put down who was the starter in the last game. So the next week, it'll be whoever started the Notre Dame game, whoever got the first play will be listed in bold and those kind of things. So it'll be a little more clarity in the way we did it was the guys that started in the Military Bowl will also be bold, so you would know the guys that started in the last game we played.
All right, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Matt.
Coach, thanks so much for your time today. I look forward to hearing from you again next week.
Thank you.